Well, good morning. It's just after 11 o'clock on Monday, June 30th, and January. It's just after 11 o'clock on Monday, January 30th, not to be confused with the middle of summer. And we have been in a truck driven by Angel Expeditions for the last 2 hours. He picked us up at the end of our hike and brought us up to the beginning. And we have started. We are on the Telephone Canyon Trail, which is starting off uphill, but very clearly established as a trail. We're expecting to do a lot of route finding today and tomorrow, but for now we're happy that we are cruising, breathing hard already, but cruising. We have a lot of water packed. There's no water on this hike, so we had to carry all of our water for today and all of our water for tomorrow. So our bags are very heavy. We plan on drinking a lot today, and that as we do, our bags will get lighter and lighter. Yeah, this is super cool. It's also really nice that for like at least 20 minutes you don't have to look at your phone. Doing it. There's two. Yeah. So the thing I found online said that works for about 30% of them. Elmer's glue works for about 80%. Feels like you've gotten a lot of them.
I have gotten a lot of them, but there's still more. It just looks like there's so much little hair on your leg.
Yeah.
Just stay there, stay there, stay there. Give me your leg back.
Trail update. We are about 6.5 miles in to the hike. It's after 3 o'clock, so this is really slow going. We came down this canyon behind me after crawling up to it, going cairn to cairn, hiking through cactus, having to stop and look occasionally to figure out where the trail was. Now we've descended into a wash. And for a blissful 100 feet, we have not run into a single plant. I'm bleeding in like 7 places, and I walked into a cactus bush. So Kelly plucked out a bunch of these Glow Kid things from my legs, and then we put on pants. Some of my bleeding is because I had some old blisters healing from cactus pricks, we think. And those have popped because the skin on them is really fragile. So some of the blood is old blood, but nonetheless, there is a lot of it. It's a partially cloudy day, partially sunny, partially cloudy. And that has really kept the temperatures pleasant, even with our pants on. We haven't been overheating. And it's been so nice when we were hiking through the plants to be able to just plow through and not have to worry about our legs. I've had my fair share of moments of panic. Kelly's doing great, per usual. We don't think we're going to make it as far today as we wanted. But you never know. There's probably 3 hours of daylight left. So we're just gonna keep trucking. We know at this point we can finish tomorrow. If we get started real early, we know we can finish. Maybe with headlamps, but probably with sunlight. So that's a really comforting feeling. We just want to make as much distance as we can today so that tomorrow's easier. You've been doing so well. Finding the route. Well, it's just after 5 o'clock. We told ourselves if we got here at 5, we would go ahead and attempt the next section of trail. And we're gonna do it because we can't handle sitting around in good daylight knowing we've got something ahead of us when we could maybe get it behind us. So we are at the intersection of Strawhouse and Telephone Canyon. We had expected it to be marked in the wash. There's no cairns in the wash, but we can see them up on the hillside. So, and our map is telling us that this is where to turn. So we're gonna head out. Wish us luck. It's supposed to be pretty gnarly. I'll give you a sneak peek of the conditions. That's trail. That's what this park calls trail. Okay, to be fair, this park is a little bit ambiguous about whether or not this is trail, but that's where we're headed. See you later. Well, we found the giant cairns. We were slightly further south in the wash than they were. So we are definitely at the intersection. We already knew that, but this is really hard to miss. You can see a giant cairn, and then there's cairns scattered throughout the wash. So we have some uphill and thick stuff to deal with, and we'll see what happens. Well, this is the freezing cold desert of Big Bend. We did not make it through all the way through the rough patch last night, so we found a bunch of desert grass that we slept on, and now we are headed out, and we hope we have about 12 miles left. So this little guy right here is the first cairn we have seen in the last 2 miles.
Yep.
It has been rough, and it's not done yet. We have made it to the main Strawhouse wash. The hiking has gotten infinitely better since we stepped into it. No guarantee. That is not a guarantee. But we will take every bit we get that doesn't require chopping down a cactus or slicing through our clothing to get through. And it's really pretty. The rock formations in the wash are really pretty. The fog is really interesting. It's a little ominous because it rained last night and we know more rain is coming in, but it's definitely a different perspective on Big Bend than one normally gets. Well, we are just about 7.5 miles in for the day. Hopefully that's more than halfway. It's about 11:40 and we started around 7:40. So that's 4 hours. means we should finish in daylight if we keep up the same pace. But we also are pretty sure that most of the hard stuff is behind us. We've done bushwhacking today, and we just scrambled through a boulder field for a mile and a half. And that really was challenging and slowed us down. So hopefully we've got smoother wash ahead. That's what we're expecting based on information we've read. And we're hoping to make up a little bit of time and maybe get to the car by 3. Okay, last update. We are in the home stretch, a mile to a mile and a half from the car. We have entered front country trail area, so we're seeing cairns again, and even some signs at intersections with trails. It's quite novel. The Strawhouse trail did give us a little bit more bouldering, but it was the fun kind. Smooth rocks and good places to land. We're really happy to be close to done. Final thoughts is that this is not a trail. It's definitely something that if you like doing off-trail travel could be fun. I say that with a lot of grains of salt because we had to cut through thick brush. I think at least 6 miles of this hike that's been about 24 miles long. So that's an awful lot of work. Yeah, just I'm not really sure I would recommend anybody else ever do that. It's just not very fun hiking. Another thing that we have learned on this trip is that we can do this. We are physically capable of hiking a really hard 24 miles with at least a quarter of them off trail, cross country, back country route finding, complete route finding, bushwhacking. We are going to do the whole thing in about 28 hours. So we have this in our back pocket, but Kelly said earlier we can just put it in our back pocket and leave it there to rot. So we've learned that just because we can do something doesn't mean that we have to.